Billionaires should be put down like rabid dogs. Hoo, doggy. Bill Burr. Bill Burr. Billy Burr. Canton's own. Gotta say, I'm very proud to say that Bill Burr is from Boston, Massachusetts. He's a masshole. Proud to claim him as one of our own. I used to say Bill Burr. I was so proud because Bill Burr was the first one to bring the Boston accent to the Star Wars galaxy. And now I'm just proud that Bill Burr is, I don't know, the voice of the people. It's so crazy. You could tell he's keeping George Carlin's legacy alive. Welcome and welcome. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, join our Discord, link down below. Mr. Bill Burr said on his Monday morning podcast that billionaires should be put down like rabid dogs. They're rabid dogs, but their rabidness is of greed. They're like rabid dogs, but with greed. And they are. Think about that. I just want you to think about that for a minute. Imagine you had so much money that even if you spent $1 million a day, you couldn't get rid of it. I want you to imagine that. Imagine having so much money. You didn't have to worry about rent. If you wanted to keep your house at 80 degrees in the winter, you could, and it wouldn't cost you, or the money wouldn't matter. If you wanted to just run ice boxes all summer, you could. Like, you have no worries. You can fly anywhere in the world. You can see your family when you want. And imagine being obsessed with it not being enough and needing to have more and more and more. Bays Marks. Hi, how are you? How are you? Welcome. Man, it's so crazy. But Bill Burr, good to hear that you're good. Bill Burr on his podcast is becoming the voice of the people. Not only did he say Free Luigi on Jimmy Kimmel, which, seems like an easy win for any celebrity right now. But Bill Burr saying that billionaires should be put down like rabid dogs. They're rabid with greed. They're like rabid dogs of greed, which is true. Think about it. They have not a single care in the world. If I talk to anybody throughout the day, most of their stresses, whether it relates to something in their life, can be boiled down to like the money faction of it. Like even the health stuff usually is boiled down to like the stresses of how our health system is really about extorting money from people, like not having access to just healthcare. Welcome to the jungle, baby. I hate Guns N' Roses. Axl is a jerk. Prince Stowers, hey. Momchi, I don't know if this is trolling or what, but Sadie, what's up? Sadie Blackford. We're talking about Bill Burr, and what we're also going to get into, because these billionaires are decimating everything, but they're morons, is the high level of stupidity that's operating the country right now. If you didn't read at 404 Media, link down below. I try to link everything I'm going to talk about down below, including I hate that I linked TMZ, but TMZ clipped Bill Burr's Monday morning podcast in a way where you can just listen to him calling billionaires rabid dogs of greed, the greed rabid dogs. So if you want to hear that, go down, listen to it. I just say subscribe to Bill Burr's podcast. It's great. I used to listen to it all the time, but he kind of, I don't know. There was a period where he was like teetering the Joe Rogan path. And in a world of Joe Rogan's, be a Bill Burr. Because Bill Burr even called out Joe Rogan. And I'm just proud he's just using common sense. It's like the money didn't affect his brain. It's so funny and ironic that Elon Musk says, there's the woke mind virus. When really, and there's proof in this, I believe science has even showed this, like too much money is a mental disease. And you just see it with some of these greedy people, whether they're paranoid or the greed, like greed is, well, not only is it a disease, but you know, it's one of the 7 deadly sins. Uh, Murder-free music. Howdy. Murder-free. I like that. That music is guaranteed 100% murder-free. You lose humble with money. You lose more than humble, though. You lose touch with reality. And the thing is that I've seen this. Um, you know, people with money tend to only gravitate around other people with money. You've seen this. You can watch this in real time on Joe Rogan's podcast, okay? If you just watch any clip of Joe Rogan's podcast and look at his guests, they've been like billionaires or billionaire adjacent people, or people complaining that like banks are too regulated. Banks, you know, the things that crashed our economy in 2008, that Wall Street and banks are too regulated. Yeah, that thing that keeps having economic collapses and we all have to bail them out, they're the ones that the rules are too strict. Right. Bill Burr has kids. He actually cares. Yeah, that's true, CJ. His wife is amazing. I stopped listening when he had his son. That's when I stopped becoming like a weekly listener of his, but he's amazing. Can you shout out Murder Free one more time, sir? Use the sound clip for the start of my beats. This music is 100% murder free. Don't use that one. You gotta get somebody good to do it. Hi from Sweden. Victor Mattinson. That's a Swedish last name if I've ever read one in the comments. Hey, what's up, Bass? Your voice is perfect. Oh, I appreciate that. All right, then let's try to do a real take. Me. This music is 100% guaranteed murder free. Oh, what kind of music do you do? What up, Judas Priest? What up? You just call me Judas. That's how I feel like a lot of these Christians are. They're a bunch of Judases. I'm like, any of you guys pay attention to the Bible? Any of you read what Jesus said? Jesus was never going, hey, what does United Health Insurance think about this claim of the blind guy? You know? I am feeling better. Thank you, Curtis. Nice, I love it. I make beats of all kinds. Interesting. I'm gonna have to check out your YouTube channel. And everybody give a peek to murder free music. 100% murder free. Have you been to Sweden? No. Sweden is not one of the places I've been to. My wife wants to go there. I know people in Norway, the UK, obviously, all over the UK. And I really want to go to Denmark. But from what I hear is, I've watched some videos on Sweden too, because I think Sweden has a rad setup of, like their prison system is really interesting. They really believe in rehabilitation. If I'm correct, Victor, feel free to correct me at any point. Indiana. What up, Indiana? The Pharisees. Yep. So Sweden, all of those countries and structurally how they set up a great social net for their citizens is just fascinating to me. You know, it's a amazing thing. And not just that, but I think Sweden, isn't it Sweden, like every year they come out as like the happiest country in the world? Love all my Northmen brothers and sisters. Yeah. Anybody who's coming from like Sweden, just their take on things is fascinating. Because when you have these countries that are totally set up on like, you know, making their word good on things. Do you know the Swedish Family on YouTube? No, I don't. I've watched a couple different docs on like different things in Sweden, and then I've sent that to my partner. Murder music, you're killing me. Jacksonville Kid, the Democratic Party is asking the same question that they've asked after the Civil War, but instead, who's going to pick our cotton? Now they're asking who's going to pick our fruits and vegetables. Well, the Democratic Party is just Republican light, okay? The Democrats and the Republicans, they're all in it to have insider information and trade stocks and get millions of dollars. They're not in here. Remember, electing people used to be a public service. You were a servant of the people. And no longer is that true. Curdy TV, what up? Oh, cool cat. I like your little image. So yeah, and listen, please hit subscribe and notification bell, please. I go live every weekday. I'm here every weekday. Like I keep saying, it's all pro wrestling. Thank you, Curtis. 100%. I say it's made for TV drama. They just stand up there. That's why you saw them all at Jimmy Carter's funeral, fist bumping and laughing and joking, because they're like, these stupid poor people. They put us in the White House. We just look at Trump, right? The guy who's allegedly cutting out fraud from the government, which is what I want to get into, okay? Not just Bill Burr being the voice of the people, the people's hero. Not just Luigi, but Bill Burr is the people's hero. But wait, what was I gonna say? Shit, I forgot. Heroes and Heels, yeah. Bays Marks, Massachusetts. But all of like the guy, that's what I was gonna say. Trump, the guy who's cutting out fraud, right? We're gonna talk about Elon Musk too, because did you see his Doge website is accessible by anyone? I'm sure China and Russia love that. When he did his I'll talk about that next. So Trump, the guy who's going to cut out fraud, is also the guy who, whenever he travels, he forces the Secret Service to stay at a Trump hotel. So us taxpayers have to pay his companies to house the Secret Service. And there's so much more into that. It happened the last 4 years of his presidency, the entire time. Did you hear about the school shooting in Örebro, Sweden? 10 people died, the worst one. Didn't they make a documentary about that, Victor? I'm pretty sure I saw a documentary that broke that down, because wasn't that it was on an island or something in Sweden? And forgive me, because I think this was a while ago that happened, but yes, I have seen something on that. I'm not fully versed in it, but I do know of it. Nilam Davi, hello, bro, hello. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. Come on, man. I can't do this without you. And I'm out here every weekday trying to bring you news, commentary. I'm trying to help educate, inform, have a discussion, dialogue, anything you want to do. We can converse. And I'm bringing you some honest truth outside of the lamestream media. It's so funny, man. This guy was arguing with me on Twitter, right? And he sent me a clip of Jesse Waters on Fox Entertainment. It's not news. In a court case, they literally submitted to the judge, we are just entertainment. We're not actual news. You can't take us for news. That was Fox's own defense in a court case. So Fox is not news. And this guy on Twitter sent me a clip of Jesse Waters, and I just said, you're not, I posted it on my community if you want to subscribe and go check it. I did the post, but I said, you're not a serious person if you're sending me Jesse Waters. So he said, it's even an exclusive in the Wall Street Journal. And I went, oh, this guy is so stupid that he thinks the Wall Street Journal is different than Fox Entertainment. What he doesn't know is the Rupert Murdoch family, those biased asshat billionaires, not only own Fox News, but they own the Wall Street Journal. I just love people who think Wall Street's journal is somehow writing news for them. You're not Wall Street, guy in the Midwest. You're not Wall Street. But thanks for sending the clip. And then I didn't post this in the thing, but I said to him, I said, it's even funnier. It's so sad funny to me that you think sending me a Fox News clip, and then I go, you're not a serious person. Like, no serious person gets their news from Jesse Waters, okay? Fucking Diet Tucker Carlson. Nobody gets their news from him. But then the fact that you sent me not Rupert Murdoch's TV show, but you sent me his newspaper to prove that it's news is just hilarious. People, understand where you get your information from, okay? Okay, understand it. Sometimes Fox News will report on things. The Wall Street Journal will report on things that the majority of people are reporting on. But just understand what the bias is. That's why you see all these YouTubers promoting Ground News, which is an app I had long before they started promoting it, because I liked that they would tell you where the bias was coming from. I want to create an app, patent pending, where you not know the bias it's from, but you know who owns the outlet. So you can say, oh, I'm watching Fox Entertainment and then reading the Wall Street Journal. I'm getting all my news from the Murdoch family. I should probably know what the Murdoch family's vested interest is in society. And then if you learn about that, you understand he don't care about America. He's an Australian, and these foreigners just like to come here, divide us, and profit off of it. Anyways, how old are you, Bays Marks? Victor, subscribe. Thank you. Big shout out to Victor Martinson. Thank you for subscribing. I think you just brought me to 1,660 subscribers. That makes me very happy. I gotta be honest with you. I'm very, you think I'm 11? Wrong. 16. Miss Candy, 2988. Fox News had to admit in court that they were not a news source. That's correct. I was just saying that, Dewey. CJ. I was just saying that in court, they said we are entertainment. You cannot take us as news. Bays Marks, 34. No, you're wrong. I am 62. And I think I look good for 62. I think I look good for 62. So be aware where what you're feeding your mind, okay? It's interesting. If you care about what you put in your body, care about what you put in your mind, okay, folks? And with that said, Bill Burr is like fucking, I don't know how he's like broccoli and healthy candy, but he is all of the good stuff all in one. Because Bill Burr said on his podcast, billionaires should be put down like rabid dogs. They're like rabid dogs with greed. And they are. You're 62, no way. Oh yeah? Prove it. Miss Candy, I'm just kidding. But when people ask me my age, I say that. I say I'm 62. Don't I look good? And people go, you look amazing. And that's how I get people to compliment me. Little life hack, by the way. See, that's what happens when you get older. When you get older, you learn all these life hacks. Like when people ask your age, you just say 30, 40 years older. You're like, I'm 74. What can I say? Fucking good genes. And they're like, what do you use? And you're like, shea butter oil, shea butter lotion. Am I into skateboarding? I used to be when I was a young pup. I loved skateboarding, but they don't make the fat skateboards. I like to 8 3/4 wide, 8 3/4 wide. Me and Rob both 85. We feed off the power of the blue moon. Curtis, don't give away our secrets. God dang it! Don't tell them about the blue moon power. Alma's here. What's up, Alma? What up? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see the fam up in here. Love it. Love it. Yeah, I used to love skateboarding, but now they make all the skinny boards with the skinny jeans. Back when I was growing up, we wore Jenko jeans where they were so big you could hide like 3 40 ounces in there. And the skateboards were even fat. Man, I miss fat skateboards. That's what I want to get, a fat skateboard again. Because I wasn't good at skateboarding. I just love to do it, and my friends are good. Plus, the weird thing about me, Victor, if you skateboard, I do tricks goofy, but I skate regular. Because when I was younger, I think I was left-handed, and the teachers wouldn't let me be left-handed because I do the same thing in basketball. So I jump off the wrong foot. It's just weird. So I would do tricks. I would skateboard regular, and then I would jump goofy and do tricks goofy. You know the famous Oski from Sweden? No, but I'll look him up. Fat boards are awesome. Thank you, Curtis. Appreciate that. How about supposed news sources settling lawsuits with teabags as soon as he was in office, like the corporations they are? Yep. Oh, so here's a couple of things of the news that I really want to bring to your attention. Number one, Elon Musk's, and you have to go read this one, 404 Media is amazing right now. I don't know who owns them, but I know that they're legit. 404 Media exposed that Elon, when he did his press conference in the office with his little human shield and then his vice president Trump, he said, we're reporting everything on the Doge website. When he said that, there was no Doge website. It was just a blank website. Like if you went to it, there was nothing. And now today or yesterday, it's been leaked that they're basically farming data from a place where anyone can access it. So you could put anything into that data, and 404 Media exposed that. And I just go, it's so funny. The genius that made the Cyber Pinto, the Cybertruck, the worst vehicle in the history of vehicles. I mean, might as well go back to horses at this point. But that guy who claims to be a genius can't even build a fucking website that can't be easily hacked and maneuvered and manipulated by anyone. So that's real, okay? So anybody who's like, oh, he's cutting out fraud, I'm glad he's there. Well, you moron, he's exposing everything to everybody and making insane vulnerabilities within the government. Saying Doge with a serious tone kills me. Yeah, right? I know. It's so dumb. Destruction of government by Elon. Somebody else came up with a clever one. What kind of car are you in? A gas guzzling one. That's right. We all need electric cars. We don't need cars that run on trash like a Back to the Future. So there's that. But then there's the other thing that's very scary, and I know CJ will appreciate this one. There's an article from the San Francisco Gate about the national parks. Okay, I love the national parks. I haven't got to go to a lot of them, but I love that America preserves some of our land. That's the one thing that makes this country so amazing. That is, or one of the things that makes this country so amazing. And I'm sick of seeing in Walgreens, CVS, Walmart, Target, everywhere you go in this country. It doesn't matter if you're in Indiana, and Victor, you might want to understand this, but here in America, it doesn't matter if you're in Indiana, Massachusetts, California, Florida, Texas, it all is the same. It's all Walgreens, CVS, Target, Walmart, Kohl's, or whatever. There might be the grocery stores just have a different name. They're all owned by two companies, right? That's what everything is a strip mall in America, and it sucks. So the one thing that's really precious is our land. But since Trump did this hiring freeze and he's gutting funding, Yosemite National Park says we're going into our season. Like, I'm guessing the spring and summer are huge for them. And they're saying, like, we're not going to be able to take care of the park. We were supposed to hire a bunch of people. There's seasonal people, temporary people. There's all these factors that come into, like, people visiting the park, rangers, rescue, EMT. There's so many different things, right? I'm rooting for Anonymous. Oski is the same city as me. Oh, that's super cool. I'll look that out. But our national parks run off of government employees. So when Elon and Trump are saying we're going to gut the government, we're going to cut everybody, who do you think's going to run the national parks? Two people. Like, if you go hiking and you get lost, you want one of the two people that's running the front gate to be able to save you? Or just cleaning up trash, making sure people are respectful of, I mean, this is vital stuff. And this is our home, man. The beauty and the landscape of America should be cherished and protected at all costs. So it's really, God, the sun is killing me right now. It's really, really frustrating to see people cheer this on like it's some kind of overspending. Like, I want my tax dollars going to make sure our national parks, our rangers, our EMTs, the people who are just volunteering their seasonal time and working as seasonal employees, I want them to be paid. I want them to, be able to run, to make sure people aren't leaving trash, putting out fires, not starting other fires. There's so much depth to this. So I put this article down below. But the horrifying part is, are they going to sell our national parks off to Amazon, Meta, Tesla? Tesla just got a contract. Talk about weeding out corruption. Tesla just got a contract for $400 million to build armored cyber trucks from our government. Our tax money is going to go to Tesla to build armored cyber. Like, I thought cyber trucks were armored anyways, but these are the most explosive, dangerous, fire engulfing vehicles ever. And what are we going to do with $400 million worth of armored? Well, I'll tell you what, nothing, because they're doing it to keep his company afloat because everybody's selling their stuff. And it's just amazing that, like, people aren't upset, up in arms over that, but, they're cheering them on gutting federal employees when federal employees are our line of defense at keeping our pristine nature pristine, even though it's kind of polluted. Cyber cucks suck. Yes, they do. So read this article, because I think we got to pay close attention to them trying to privatize our national parks. God forbid. Could you imagine trying to book a reservation at Yosemite instead of a government website? They're like, log into your Amazon account to book your resort, to book your campground at Yosemite. Like, this is fucked, man. Because if you think Jeff Bezos treats his regular employees horrible, you do not want our national parks being subcontracted out to people who are already making their workers poo and pee in bottles at work. Like, that's Jeff Bezos, the richest man in the world, has his employees peeing in bottles because they're not allowed to take bathroom breaks. We don't want them running our national parks. When they first came out, I thought they were cool because they looked like they were from Halo. They do. My son thought they would look cool, and that's fine. But you don't want to be in one or in an accident with one, because they're made of all steel. There's no crush zone. The fatalities are worse. And a study just came out. I posted it. Hey, what's up, Terry? Good to see you. Tanya, how are you? But you don't want to be near one when there's an accident. I just posted the article in the community that the cyber trucks are more dangerous than the Ford Pinto. The Ford Pinto, if you're too young, this was synonymous with exploding cars. Okay, they put the gas tank in the back of the car, so anybody that got rear-ended, the car just exploded. You can look it up on YouTube, look at the videos. Horrifying, because you don't want to get rear-ended in one of those and just burst into flames. And they said these cyber trucks are more dangerous with car fires than the Ford Pinto, the thing that it took like 8 years to get off the market. I forget how long they made the Pinto, but it was more than a couple of years. The Cybertruck's been out for 1 year, and they're like, oh yeah, this engulfs the Pinto in flames, pun intended. I hate that they suck. Terry, good to see you. Good to see you. Urban Explorer. So please, it is a giant scam. So that's why I try to bring this stuff to you. That's why I link all the articles down below. That's why we try to have these discussions. That's why we try to wake people up, because you got people like Joe Rogan out here getting $100 million. You think that dude would be happy, and he's out here being a non-ironic version of himself, posting memes saying stuff like, if you get into politics and you get rich, you're a crook. I'm like, look at your buddy Elon Musk, you know, the guy that was smoking pot with you in the studio. How do you think he's keeping his companies afloat right now? All of our taxpayer money is subsidizing, going to his companies. China has some badass looking electric vehicles. Curtis, I don't know what they're called, but you're 100% right. I watched a YouTuber break down their Chinese electric vehicle and that we can't buy them in America. And they're amazing. They're like luxury vehicles. Seriously, they have every luxury, and they're like way more affordable than even basic models in America. I got to look up what they're called, because I keep talking about them on here and then forgetting what they're called. All right, guys. That's it for Friday. I really wanted to just say Bill Burr is finally speaking out for the people and saying what everyone's thinking. You know, billionaires just need to be put down. They are rabid dogs with greed. They're rabid with greed. And he couldn't have been more right. And thank God Bill Burr is speaking out, because we got asshats like Joe Rogan out here pushing so much misinformation, so much just dumb on its face stuff. It's like Joe Rogan is operating at such a high level of stupidity. You wonder, like, is there no one around him that will question him because he's the $100 million Spotify man? Like, nobody will question it. Nobody. They won't question Elon. They don't question Trump. Like, well, there are people that do, but I'm saying in their inner circles, they have so many leeches on them that nobody will question it. They just go with it. And listening to Joe Rogan, which I had to do because I was watching Hassan and he was breaking down Joe Rogan, it's like a lot of it's stupid on its face, or they say something that can totally apply to Elon and Trump, and they just gloss over it like it only applies to the people they don't like. And the hilarious part about that is, like, they're so sensitive, they have no room for self-critique. Like, their egos got so inflated with the money that Joe Rogan makes $100 million a year. Imagine that, Terry, that he makes that much money and he's still operating on, like, you know, working people are dangerous. You know, like that. I seen that dude's mansion on Google Maps because people were talking about where he lives in Texas. Like, that dude owns acres, has a huge mansion, and he's still trying to keep people divided. You know, he's still, like, if you had that much money, I would just hope, if anybody comes in that much money, just be happy you have it. Maybe try to help people less fortunate. I don't understand how these people, like, climb up the ladder, kick it out from under them, and then, like, try to poop off the ceiling onto the people that are vulnerable. You know, it's like basic stuff. That's why Bill Burr, you have to appreciate Bill Burr saying these billionaires should be put down like rabid dogs, because they're rabid with greed. They just, nothing is enough for them. People just want health care. They want to be able to, like Bill said, I've been saying this forever. People want to work one job and pay rent and be able to be around their children. People are working 2 jobs, 3 jobs, still not affording rent and have no time with their children. This is common sense shit. And Bill Burr was like, it's not good for the country. And it isn't. And I'm finally glad Bill Burr's on this page, because we need people at his caliber, respected like he is, to be saying this stuff. Nobody should be working 2, 3 jobs just to support their kids. I mean, there was a point in America where you could just work one job, go to college, buy a home, and still have one person home to raise the kids. This isn't insane. And somehow people are like, nah, you got to work 180 hours a week and not go to college because it's too expensive and be stupid. It's like, that's what they want, man. Come on. Some people just finding out how many rich leeches there are. So many rich leeches. I don't know the biggest cities in Sweden. His vocabulary is even declined. I don't think his vocabulary was that spectacular in the first place. The dude had a lexicon of a stoner. And he's not funny. I mean, Joe Rogan, go watch any of his comedy specials. They're fucking cringeworthy. They're embarrassing. I'm embarrassed that guy's from Massachusetts, but I'm very proud of Bill Burr. Thank you, Bill, for speaking up. I've been saying it forever. People should be, if we're the greatest country in the world, you should be able to work one job and live comfortably. Live comfortably. Yes, that's a radical take right now, to say people should live comfortably off one job. And it doesn't matter if you flip burgers or you fucking are the president of a company. The president of a company, actually, they have no issues. But it doesn't matter if you're a janitor, a teacher, if you're flipping burgers, I don't care. You should be able to live comfortably off that one job. That is not a radical take. Billionaires are so busy with their greed, they don't realize how blatantly transparent. That's 100%. They live in a bubble that pretty much ended en masse with our generation. Low-key custom cars. What's up? Oh, low-key custom cars. That's a cool name. I want to open an animal rescue sanctuary, and I want people to be doing what they love, not surviving. We gotta listen. There's big Tesla protests tomorrow. If you find a Tesla place near you, I highly recommend looking online and join a protest. Go to one. I don't have a car, and my wife works 2 jobs, so I cannot go. I'm very sad, but I'll be there in spirit. So do what you can, people. All right, do what you can. Support each other, build community, organize. Everybody, if you want to join the Discord, link down below. That's the community we have online. Thank you very much, Solus, for helping me build that up. I don't call Joe a comedian. I won't. He's not. He wants to be, because he wants to be known as like a cool guy, one of the elites, because they think comedians are like, the philosophers of our day, which they are. But Joe is not a comedian. Joe just wanted to be in that circle. That's why he built his comedy club. That's why the comedians he's pushed and promoted are absolutely all horrible and just fucking not comics. They're disgusting people. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody. Thank you, Terry. I forgot about that. And check out Terry's channel too. She is always live streaming, always putting up videos, amazing stuff. Love watching Terry's stuff. And any other small channels on here, just say what you do, and I'd love to promote you. You know why? That's the other reason why I want to get a big channel, because I want to promote smaller channels. I want to find small channels and promote them, because I don't see any big channels do that. That's the one gripe I really had with some of the big YouTubers who are like, I don't want to mention any names because they're a smaller channel. I want to give them a boost. It's like, who gives a shit? It's not going to take away from you. There's enough to go around. Everybody calm down, fucking build community. You never know how grateful somebody will be when you give them that break, when you give them that shout. Like, as long as they're not promoting like hate, you know what I mean? Like, that's where I got to be careful, or not be careful, but that's where, like, I never want to promote anyone that's promoting some hate. As long as you align with the beliefs of, like, everyone should have access to healthcare, if in the land of the free, you should be able to marry, love, or whoever you want, and work in one job. You should be able to live comfortably, and you do whatever you do. Can I do a joke for you? Well, let's see what the joke is. Smile Channel Showcase with Rob. Happy Heart Day from the Triple Bypass Queen. That's right. And she's still here kicking ass and breaking glass. Taking names, CJ. Small Channel Showcase. There was Curtis, there was a YouTube channel that I forget, they had, maybe 10,000 subscribers, and that's all they did. They did a small channel showcase. They would do live streams and spin a wheel, and they would highlight your channel and critique it and stuff. And I loved it, and they stopped doing it. But I think it's important. I think it's important to build that community. It doesn't matter if you're in my genre or not. I think it's important for us to, have these connections, because who knows? It's just like Terry. If I need to find out something about what's going on in LA and Terry's live streaming, you want to go see Terry. If low-key car customs, sorry, I forget the name, but if he's doing car stuff, I want to know a car channel. Curtis, if I need some art done, I need to know Curtis's channel. All right, that's how you build a community. That's how you build a self-sufficient community. That's what we should be doing on YouTube. Big YouTubers don't do it because they just hire it out, whatever. And I'm not here to critique. I'm just saying this is how I would do things. So please hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. I love to share the love. I have a small channel. Can you give me a shout? Yeah, Victor, what do you do? 200 subs. That's awesome. Good Lord. And Victor Martinson's out in Sweden. So if you want to see what's going on in Sweden, Victor, you gotta show us some of that amazing northern skyline, man. I don't know if you guys get the northern lights. I've never seen them. I would imagine you're far enough north that you could probably see it. But almost 50 years of life. Greed equals death. That's right. All right, guys. That's enough for me. I've been doing it for a long time. I got to finish my errands. You want to see real quick? Let me show you what I got my wife. Little weeping pussy willow tree. They're magic. These trees are magic. You can make a wish on this tree. So I thought it was cool. Love you, Curtis. South Sweden, so you can't. Oh, is South Sweden like the Riviera? Is it all palm trees and beaches? No, I'm just kidding. Free Luigi. Support Bill Burr. Support the people that support our cause. Okay, Bill Burr is supporting the cause. Billionaires should not exist. And I forget if it was Bernie Sanders or somebody was saying we should tax billionaires. There should be 100% tax after 999 million. No one needs $1 billion. And the only people that would disagree with that are people that think they're going to make $1 billion someday. And even at that point, if you get $999 million, guess what? If you're going to go broke, fuck, we'll help you out. But anything over $999 million, tax it at 100%. I'm all for it. We tax people. Here in Massachusetts, we put a millionaire's tax, and guess what? Everyone got state college for free, community college for free, and we got every kid in the state gets free meals at school just from taxing the millionaires. Imagine taxing the billionaires. We could get free healthcare. Free Luigi. Free Luigi. All right, guys, this is for me. I love you. I'm very grateful for all of you on this. Got a new fan, Francis in Germany. Are you really in Germany? We got Sweden in here, Indiana, Germany, near Denmark. Oh, you're near Denmark, Victor. That is the land I want to go to. It's so hard to move there, but my God, my Duolingo keeps, that little weird owl keeps telling me to come back and learn Danish, because that's the one language I really want to learn. I got pretty far in it. Danish and Swahili. Those are my two languages on Duolingo. Yes, I'm weird. Francis in Germany. Yo, we need, and this is what we need. This is what I love about YouTube. This is what I love about doing live streams. Victor and Francis, we need people to give us world views. Americans like to live in a bubble. We're kind of like Joe Rogan. We like to surround ourselves with things that make us confirm our already known biases. And what I like to do is break out of that shell. Canada's in the house. Oh, there's my friends. They be my friends. Have I gotten in trouble in that country quite a few times? I wasn't allowed there for 7 years, and I'm very grateful I'm allowed back now. That's a story for another day. But very you guys are amazing in Canada though. So please hit subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can get notified when I go live. I go live every single weekday. I bring you different news, but most importantly, we have a dialogue, and that's how you build community, folks. I work with the state. You are in school. I love that state. Oh, too fast for you. What's up? What's up? Good to see you again. I'm glad you're back, even though I don't think we agree on a lot, but it doesn't matter. I love disagreements. Sometimes people are just dead wrong, and sometimes I need to learn, but it does not matter. The conversation is what's important, and that's how you grow, and that's how you learn. And anybody that doesn't want to grow or just wants to hear the same thing over and over again, you are a poison to yourself. Our children should be at least taught 2 other languages, 100% CJ. Newsmentary, that's right. This is newsmentary, folks. I created that, copyright patent pending, created that term. It should be a genre on YouTube because not only is it news, but it's commentary. G-Ma, what's up? Oh, coming in at the end. It's 8:20 p.m. in Sweden. Is the sun still out? Or you guys, hey, do you guys, Victor, do you guys do daylight savings in Sweden? See, I like knowing weird stuff. Do you do daylight savings in Sweden? Francis, you don't do, nobody else does daylight savings, right? No other country? America's the only stupid, the dumb one to do that. I told you I was rooting for you, Anonymous. Disagreement is the start for a good convo. That's correct. Daylight saving, exactly. If you even question what it is, you don't do it. We move the clocks forward here in America in March. So it's 2 o'clock right now. It would be 3 o'clock right now. We move them back in the fall. We spring forward in the spring. We fall back in the fall. And it's the worst thing ever because here in New England, at the pinnacle of winter, December 21st, the sun sets at like 1 in the afternoon. And it's so depressing. Gma, you missed a lot. Bill Burr, all the links down below. Bill Burr called billionaires rabid dogs with greed and said they should all be put down. He's the voice of the people. Elon Musk's Doge website that didn't exist when he was at the White House and said, we're doing everything transparently. Now, and saying we're doing everything transparently and we're posting it on the Doge website, which didn't exist when he said that, now is easily hacked by anybody. Anybody can access the data that they're uploading. Oh, and the other thing is, I forgot, this is linked down below too. Elon Musk is trying to get all of his employees at Doge to move away from Slack. Slack is a communication app, but he's trying to move them to something where the Freedom of Information Act, here in America, we have the Freedom of Information Act. We can ask the government to provide us information because we should have the freedom of information for anything that involves government at all. You can write and get this information. They put up a fight sometimes, but a lot of news outlets probably are requesting Freedom of Information Act information about Doge, destruction of government by Elon. And Elon is pausing all their communications right now so they can use a communication service that the Freedom of Information Act does not have access to. So he's trying to, even though he said in the White House, I'm being as transparent as possible, go check out my website that doesn't exist and now can be hacked by anyone. Now he's pausing all communications, link down below, to be as the least transparent he can be. He's literally trying to move all their communications between him and these 20-year-olds to something where nobody can summon or ask for those communications. Again, it's amazing the people who believe these fraudsters, these grifters, these asshats. But again, if you have nothing to hide, why would you be doing that? You know, if you really want to be transparent, you wouldn't be moving your communications and pausing all communications to move to a platform where no news outlet, no journalist, no citizen can, ask for that information. Withholding information is garbage personal behavior, 100%. Especially when you're out there at the White House saying, we're as transparent as can be. And then behind closed doors, they're saying, everybody stop talking on these outlets, on these apps. We're moving to something where they can't request through Freedom of Information Act our communication logs. So no offense to my waste management. None. Yeah, big mess. But again, I guess we just got to wait for Bill Burr's next Monday morning podcast for him to call this out. Come on, Bill. Bill, we're counting on you. The people are counting on you. Other than that, that's it. Please hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. Much love.